Today we will be talking about some basic accounting terms. First basic accounting term is business transactions. Now we have discussed about business transactions. It is any type of transaction where money is involved or which has a monetary value attached to it. So any transaction which can be expressed in terms of money will be known as a business transaction. For example, in any business, goods are being sold for a particular amount. That is a business transaction. Then they purchase raw materials for a particular amount. That is a business transaction. But there are certain events or things that happen in a business to which no monetary value can be attached. They are not business transactions. And only business transactions can be recorded in accounts, because money is the common denominator by which we can express things. So for example, if the general manager of the business organization is sick, we cannot attach any monetary value to it. So it is a non-business transaction, even though it may have an impact in the business. Similarly, for example, say the air we breathe in, it is not a business transaction because we are not paying for it. But if we buy an oxygen cylinder and we are paying for it to breathe, that will be a business transaction. So business transaction is any event or any transaction to which a monetary value can be attached. Now we come to event. Event means the outcome of anything that happens. That is event. Then voucher. Voucher means like a cash memo. Voucher means any document which authorizes a particular transaction. For example, you go to the grocer and he gives you a cash memo for the goods you purchase. That is a voucher. Or you make payment to somebody and you give him a written your note. Okay, that is a voucher. So voucher means any document which authorizes a business transaction. Next we come to trade receivables. Trade receivables are either debtors or bills receivable. In short, we call that BR. Debtors are the persons from whom you are going to get money. So, like for example, a business sells goods on credit. That means it is selling goods, but it is not receiving money from the person who is buying the goods. So he becomes the debtor of the business. And bills receivable, it is a document which authorizes another person to receive a certain amount of money after a particular period of time. Here generally we have three parties: a drawer, a drawee and a payee. A drawer draws the bill. He is actually supposed to get the money. The drawee signs on the bill. That means he is supposed to pay the money. And the payee is the person who ultimately receives from the money from the bills receivable. So the drawer and the payee may be the same person. So both together are known as trade receivables. Then we come to trade payables. Trade payables are either creditors or bills payable. Creditors means the persons to whom you have to pay money. For example, a business organization purchases raw materials on credit from a supplier. So supplier becomes the creditor of the business organization. You purchase something from the grocer and you don't pay. So you become the creditor of the grocer. And similarly, bills payable is from the point of view of the drawee. The person who has to pay the bill, to him the bill is known as a bills payable. So both of them together are known as trade payables. Then we come to purchases. Now before we come to purchases, let us look at goods. Goods in accounts means those things which are bought with the prime intention of resale. Remember, the intention is to resell, not to use it. For example, a vegetable seller, he purchases vegetable to resell the vegetables. So they are goods to him. For example, a cloth merchant. A cloth merchant purchases cloth. So to him, cloth will be goods because he is buying it with the prime intention of resale. For example, a car dealer, he is buying cars from a manufacturer. To him, the cars will be goods. Okay, and when you buy goods, that is termed as purchases. Okay, and purchase returns. Purchase returns means once you have purchased the goods and you are returning a part of it, that is purchase returns. For example, you purchase 10 motor vehicles. You are a motor vehicle dealer and you purchase 10 motor vehicles from Maruti Suzuki company and one of them is defective and you return one of them, that will be termed as purchase returns. Then sales. Goods which are sold, they are termed as sales. Okay, only sale of goods. Similarly, here also only purchase of goods will be termed as purchases, and here only sale of goods will be termed as sales. Sales returns. Sales return means if you have sold goods to somebody and he returns you back some of the goods, that is termed as sales returns. That means goods which are returned back after they are being sold is termed as sales returns. Now we come to assets. Assets are things of value which have future service potential. For example, furniture, it is an asset. For example, say a fan, that is an asset. A building is an asset. Okay? So anything of value which gives you service in future, that is termed as an asset. Now assets may be of two types, current and non-current. Current assets are those assets which are converted into cash or any other form within one accounting year. In the previous video, I discussed about accounting year. Accounting year starts from 1st of April of every year and ends on the 31st March of the next year. So 1 year, that is a period of 1 year. So if an asset is converted into some other type of asset or it is converted into cash within one accounting year, that is termed as a current asset. For example, goods. Okay, now goods generally they are converted into semi-finished goods and then they are sold within one accounting year. So they are current assets. Similarly, like bank balance. Bank balance you can take it out in the form of cash. Now what are non-current assets? Non-current assets are assets which are not converted into cash or any other form within one accounting year. So they are assets which are used on a permanent basis or rather for a long period of time. For example, a furniture. A furniture you never use it only for 1 year. But when you buy furniture, you intend to use it for more than one accounting year. So that is a non-current asset. For example, say a building. Building, you never build a building or construct a building with the prime intention of using it for only 1 year. So it is a non-current asset. Similarly, you have say furniture, then building, then plant and machinery. All these are non-current assets. Okay? Then fixtures, fittings. Okay. Now we come to liability. What is a liability? When you owe something to somebody, that is known as liability. That means if I owe money to somebody, that will be my liability. For example, I purchase goods from somebody and I haven't paid him, so that is my liability. So liability means some type of consideration which you have to pay for any goods or services which you have received. For example, you go to a doctor and he gives you service and you have to pay to the doctor. That will be a liability. Inventory. Inventory means stock. Now it can be stock of raw materials. Stock means the quantity. So it can be stock of raw materials. It can be stock of semi-finished goods. It can be stock of finished goods. It can be stock of spare parts. Okay. So any type of stock is known as inventory. Inventory means the value of the stock. Next is drawings. In accounts, generally the business and the owner of the business, they are considered separate. So when the owner of the business takes out goods or cash from the business for his own personal use, that is termed as drawings. So once again I repeat this. If the owner or the proprietor of the business takes out goods or cash from the business for his own personal use, not for the use of the business, then that will be termed as drawings. Insolvent. A person is said to be insolvent when he does not have the capacity to pay his liabilities. Okay, for example, he has taken a loan of 10 lakh rupees. A person has taken a loan of 10 lakh rupees from a bank, and he doesn't have assets also of rupees 10 lakh, and he is unable to pay the bank. So we say that he has become insolvent, or we call it bankrupt. He has become bankrupt. You may have heard the word bankruptcy. That means insolvency. The position where the person is unable to pay his debts, his liabilities. The opposite of insolvent is solvent. A situation where a person is capable of paying his liabilities. That is, so we say that the person is solvent. For example, you have borrowed 10,000 rupees from somebody, but you are having assets of 50,000 rupees. That means you are capable of paying that 10,000 rupees loan. So that is, we say the person is solvent. Turnover means net sales. The total value of the sales made minus the sales returns. That is turnover. So you may have heard this word, the turnover of this company has increased. That means the sales value of the company has increased. So turnover means total sales. Next we come to investments. Investments means any amount that is invested somewhere. It can be invested in buying shares of a company. It can be invested in buying debentures of a company. It can be invested in the bank. It can be invested in your share market. It can be invested in real estate. But any type of money that is kept somewhere and the intention is to make the money grow, or you want to receive some interest, or you want to gain some profit from it, that money that is kept, that is known as investment. So we have seen the basic accounting terms. So if we talk about the basic accounting terms, we will see that some of the most important of them are goods. Like goods. Goods means only those things which are bought with the prime intention of resale. And when they are purchased, we use the term purchases. So for example, if you are purchasing raw materials, we will not write purchase of raw materials, we will write only purchases. Similarly, when we sell goods, it is termed as sales, but only sale of goods. If I sell furniture and furniture is not my goods, then I cannot write it as sales. But when I sell goods, then I will term it as sales. And assets, very important term, things of value, anything which gives you value or which has future service potential. They can be of two types, current and non-current. And liability is something which you owe to somebody. That is a liability. So today we have seen the different basic accounting terms. And we should always remember that the first accounting term, business transactions, we did. It is purely because any transaction which is a business transaction can only be recorded in accounts. Any transaction which is not a business transaction or to which no monetary value can be attached cannot be recorded in accounts, because that is the common denominator of expressing our transactions, and by that only we will be able to find out the profit or loss. So we conclude from here that only business transactions will be recorded in accounts, and non-business transactions, even though they may have a great impact on the business, will not be recorded in accounts.